You're listening to the Hour of the Time. Well, folks, I'm here relaxed. My tonsils, my larynx are completely laid back, and we're supposed to have a guest tonight, but so far he hasn't called. Carolyn is in the studio with me, and I don't know what we're going to do, because he was supposed to call at about 3 minutes till, and the phone has not rung yet. So I don't know if we're going to have a guest or not. So we'll go right in to a little pre-warm-up here and see if we can just sort of wait a few minutes to find out what in the world is going on. Notice how calm, cool, and absolutely collected I am tonight. Isn't it wonderful? Well, I don't know what happened, ladies and gentlemen, but we have no guest. So we go to Plan B. You should always have a Plan B, and sometimes a Plan C, and D and E, and sometimes even Plan F. But tonight we only have Plan B. The mystery religion of Babylon, ladies and gentlemen, has been symbolically described in the last book of the Bible as a woman arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. The phone is not now. This is insanity. Absolute insanity. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And that's from Revelations chapter 17, verses 1 through 6. When the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, uses symbolic language, a, quote, woman, unquote, can often symbolize a church. The true church, for example, is likened to a bride, a chaste virgin, a woman without spot or blemish. Check Ephesians chapter 5, verse 27, and Revelations chapter 19, verses 7 and 8. But in striking contrast to the true church, the woman of the text is spoken of as an unclean woman, a defiled woman, a harlot. If it is correct to apply this symbolism to a church system, ladies and gentlemen, then it becomes clear that only a defiled and fallen church could be meant. In big capital letters, the Bible calls her, quote, Mystery Babylon, unquote. Now, when John wrote the book of Revelation, Babylon as a city had already been destroyed and left in ruins, as the Old Testament prophets had foretold. And you can find that in Isaiah chapter 13, verses 19 through 22, and Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 52. But though the city of Babylon was destroyed, folks, religious concepts and customs that originated in Babylon continued on and were well represented in many nations of the world and exist in secret right up to this very day. Now, just what was the religion of ancient Babylon? How did it all begin, and what significance does it hold in modern times? How does it all tie in with what John wrote in the book of Revelation, if at all? How many of you were aware that the Iraqis have been busy for many years rebuilding the city of Babylon? Turning the pages of time back to the period shortly after the flood, men began to migrate from the east. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Genesis chapter 11, verse 2. It was in this land of Shinar that the city of Babylon was built, and this land became known as Babylonia, later as Mesopotamia. Originally, it was a part of the Syrian, the Assyrian nation. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, is where the Euphrates and Tigris rivers had built up rich deposits of earth that could produce crops in great abundance. But there were certain problems, you see, the people faced. For one thing,